Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast and YouTube channel. Wow, hello again, George, our bearded friend, Mr. George Brooke. How are we, sir?
Well, and I'm okay, thank you, mate. The new one, like you said, it feels almost the same. We've just, sort of leapfrogged onto another podcast, but it's our own podcast. It's the one we started ourselves. Yes. It is not LS11 anymore. Obviously, LS11 finished last week. We're here again on a Thursday, but now it's a new one. And hello to everybody. We didn't think anybody was going to listen, Aaron, but we've already got two people on it, Clive and Colin. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Good
evening to you, lads. So, it's a new podcast. And I just thought I've not heard the little tune there, Aaron, that you did there. I was just waiting on. I was expecting Super Mario to pop out or something like that. It sounded a bit kind of retro gamer kind of thing. But yeah, how are you doing, mate?
Oh, good, thank you. All good, sir. Should we introduce ourselves to the nation? Because obviously people might not have heard us before. We're available on Spotify as well, on YouTube. We've got all that sort of stuff. So take it away, George. Introduce yourself and tell us all about yourself.
Wow, that's a start, isn't it? And so basically, obviously, if nobody's heard of me or seen my face before on YouTube or whatever, I host my own channel first and foremost. It's called the Bearded Peacock. You can find that on YouTube, just solely YouTube, or other social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'm on all of it. Hundreds of followers at the moment, Aaron. Hopefully it's still growing. Obviously, as well, a contributor to LS11, which is now died, unfortunately, or finished. Not a bit morbid. But yeah, so obviously, I did that with yourself for 4 years or so. So yeah, we're no strangers to this game. But for those people who haven't seen our faces before, obviously, we are strangers. So welcome along to the channel. It is a new one that me and Aaron have sorted out ourselves and wanted to continue because we have such fun talking on a regular basis with LS11, didn't we? So
yeah,
it's talking Leeds. But there's me, that I'm George. And why don't you introduce yourself, Aaron, to everybody?
Well, my name's Arron, and similar to you, obviously from LS11. And now on Talking Leeds. So yeah, listen, as you said, we know what we've been here. We've done it for 4 years. We thought we'd take the punt at having a go ourselves. So do give us a like, do give us a share, give us a subscribe, do all that sort of stuff and help us grow. Help us grow.
Exactly. And Clive says, I know that Clive says, they haven't seen my face because my beard's always in the way. I was actually going to go for a trim today, Aaron, but the barber's was too busy and I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait too long, so I just thought, no, I'll go again another day. So, but there you go. It will still be here, but it'll be trimmed back slightly, touched up. You know what they do. They're very good. Colin says, nice shirt, and we have to talk about this
Yes, it's in its beauty. I went down to Elland Road yesterday. My lovely partner, my girlfriend, bought me this for my birthday, which is next week. So I thought I'd wear it just for you, George. I love it. Absolutely.
I was hoping you were going to, Arron. I was hoping you were going to wear it today.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's just an absolute classic for me, is this Leeds United shirt.
Yeah, look, I mean, I had to laugh really, because it came out yesterday. We'd all seen it a couple of days before, hadn't we? And, you know, there's yourself posting pictures, and it's only just come out in a couple of hours, and there you got it physically. You're there.
The shop, George, at Elland Road, so I went down to Elland Road, it's only 10 minutes from me. It was packed. They were queuing all the way around, if you know the superstore, right round to where the home shirts are. It was absolutely rammed. I think JD have sold out online of the shirts as well.
Right.
You can get triple XL if you are that size, and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, you can. I think it's sold out at JD, but it's an absolute classic. I absolutely love it. I love the collar. I just love it all. It's just brilliant.
I think it's an instant classic, Arron, this shirt. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves a yellow shirt in the Leeds United fan base, me included. I love it. You know, but then you have the smiley element to it as well, which is an iconic and loved badge by a lot of people. It brings in a lot of the sort of maybe the older supporters who maybe lost a bit of touch with Leeds possibly over the years. They see that on there and they think, yeah, I'm going to have that one, because it takes me back to when I was younger. We're watching that great team, and it's just a classic. It's a classic shirt. Like I said, I think to you guys on the group there, I wish to do it in long sleeve, Arron, because
George, they will come the winter. They always do.
I don't know, because Adidas don't seem to know, other than the goalkeeper shirts, but this one for me would be unbelievable in a long sleeve shirt. And I just look instant classic is probably the best. And now we can talk about kits for a bit, Arron, I don't know, but it's probably the best one that I've ever seen been supporting Leeds, and that includes home or away shirts or third shirts or whatever. I think that one that you're wearing there is the best Leeds United shirt that I've ever seen while supporting the club.
I completely agree. I have to say, I liked the when I was growing up. We're a similar age, George. It was the Strongbow kit.
Yes.
Yellow. That for me was an instant classic as well. I think this one is
the blue. Yeah, that one for me is one of my favourites. And the blue with the yellow stripes, the yellow Strongbow logo. Yeah. That was one of my favourites. Like you said, Arron, we're similar age. I think you've got a couple of years, dare I say, on me supporting the club, but I don't know. But possibly I have got 1 or 2 years more than I have, but not many. And definitely this. I think people may be a little bit worried about the Red Bull sponsor, but for me, they're always going to change it up in the away and the third kits. They're not. We've seen it loads of times, Arron. They love to change. They don't mind changing the logo. Everybody knows it. I think they just wanted it on the home shirt because it was an iconic kind of moment for Red Bull, first English club that they're sponsoring on the front of the shirts. I just think maybe they wanted their, original logo on there. But
listen, George. Red Bull are paying an awful lot of money to sponsor Leeds United. Obviously, the key, the minority investors in the club. They can pay whatever they want. They can put whatever they want on the shirt, whether it's red, blue, black, pink. I don't care. It can be whatever colour you want it to be. They're paying the money for it. Good on them for doing it. And I know it's had a little bit of backlash as the home shirt because it's got red in it. But I can remember when we were in League One. And was it Red Kite? I think.
Red Kite, yes.
People still bought it. When I went down to Wembley, we got into the playoff final. You could just see the white and red kite. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I had the yellow one. And they were a bit unimaginative, weren't they, Admiral? Because it was basically a carbon copy of the home shirt, just in yellow. Yeah, I think they were basically the same shirt. Obviously, red kite on, but this is fantastic, Arron. It really, really is. The Adidas are so good as well. They've just got that little video, that little nostalgic sort of 70s style video of whoever putting the vinyl on and the clips of Leeds playing in the 70s. And all of that. It was fantastic. You see snippets. I know Alfie is a fan of those Adidas original tops as well that we saw Georgie and Willie wearing. Yeah. So the club have been a bit coy on these. Also, Pascal Strout posted yesterday, Arron, didn't he, a photo of himself in like a tracksuit top, which people are going bonkers for as well. So the club need to pull their fingers out and put them online, I think, because they make a bit more dosh, wouldn't they, as well?
Well, do you know, I must admit, I could have been down at yesterday morning and I could have spent 150 quid, 200 quid.
Well, how much was that one? 70 quid? Was it 65 quid?
Well, as a season ticket holder, I got my 10% off. So I think I didn't pay for it. The missus did.
Yes.
I think it was whatever it's. But I think it's 65 quid. 10% off, £6.50, £59 something.
Yeah, something like that. So it's about 60 quid. But if you're not season to goal, you're going to have to pay like 65 quid out.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not bad. You know, you look at some of the other Premier League teams, and I know we're not in the Premier League, but you look at some of what they're charging, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, etc. They charge extortionate prices for their merchandise. So do you know what? It's not bad. And anyway, I just want to jump into the comments because it's great that we've got so many coming in.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say that, Aaron, it is all from Clive. It is all from one man.
And Colin as well.
And Colin as well. Absolutely.
We want that. We would.
Yeah, of course.
We do read them all. If we don't, we do read them after the show as well.
Of course. It will be going on catch up, like you said, Aaron. It will be going on to YouTube, so you can catch it up later on if you miss it tonight or whatever. You can catch it up, and we'll be here again every week, obviously, like we were. So,
and we're going to be still here. Yeah, we said, didn't we, last week? Oh, let's have a few weeks off, and then literally within an hour.
Yeah, that's it. I love the enthusiasm from yourself, Aaron, because you were like, let's have a couple of weeks off and then bang, let's start next week. Let's do it again.
Have another one.
So it becomes a bit of an addiction, but there's worse things to be addicted to, isn't there?
This is our talking Leeds. This is our
it's talking Leeds. It's
our therapy session for the week.
It's the space to talk about Leeds, isn't it? So, and obviously, like Aaron, like I said before, if you're new to here and you don't know myself and Aaron, go and check my one out as well, the Bearded Peacock. And I have various updates, obviously, on Leeds as well. But this is a longer session, isn't it?
And we've got other things coming up as well on this channel. We've got match predictions, match reviews, match reactions. We've got it all.
Yeah, look, for anybody who watched us on LS11, Aaron, it will be pretty much basically a carbon copy of ourselves talking every week. So we're covering all sorts of topics. Whatever's happening in the week. Obviously, as the season starts, it will be more focused on reviewing the games and previewing the next game, that sort of thing, like we did. So, but the season obviously hasn't started yet, and we're in Germany, aren't we? And I wish we maybe were. I'm not in Germany. I don't think you are, but just clarify for the viewers that you're not.
I'm not. No, we have actually. If we think about it, we have done in the past, haven't we? We've actually took our previous show on tour, if I remember rightly. We did it a few times in Europe, if I remember rightly, didn't we? Which was good fun.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm sure I did one from.
Yes, you did. You did one from Tenerife, I think.
Did as well in Spain. Anyway, that's all in the past. Yeah, I'm sure you did. All that's in the past. There is some football to talk about with Leeds United. We played in a friendly yesterday. Josh, have you managed to watch the highlights or watch the full 90 minutes for free on LUTV?
No, I didn't. I've seen the highlights, Aaron.
Let's talk about the highlights.
Did you watch it at all?
I've watched the highlights, I'll be honest with you, but I have got the 90 minutes to watch. But from the highlights, I was quite impressed with what I've seen by Leeds United. A 4-1 win. Now, I can never pronounce it right. Hanover 96.
Hanover 96, I think, are a second division German side nowadays.
Yes, it's not to get too excited about, let's be honest.
No, I think, people were getting excited about Brendan Aronson's no-look pass to Eli Gruev for, I think, was it the second goal or something? And, Jorginho Rutter muscling off the defenders. Look, it's a pre-season game. It's behind closed doors. We can't get too excited about it. But what I will say, Arron, again, they timed it completely right. Obviously, these things are planned. The yellow kit looked fantastic on the players, didn't it? Coming out, then they're playing in it. They know what they're doing. They're not silly Leeds. It gets more people buying it if they see the lads in it straight away as well on that day. But yeah, I didn't really go too in depth. I didn't even watch. I think there was an 8-minute or 9-minute video, weren't they, on the highlights? I didn't watch it. I'll be honest with you.
Why I'm not getting too excited about this is quite clear, because they're a second division team in Germany, and again, I can't really judge it. It's a behind closed door friendly. They're not going to put the heart and soul into it. They're just going to try and build some momentum going into the new season. We still don't know who the next opponent is, do we, while they're over in Germany? We don't. They could be playing right now.
They could be. I mean, I think it was, when was it? I think it was yesterday afternoon they played, wasn't it? So, I mean, God knows if they're playing again, when they're playing again. I don't think they'll be playing now, but I think they'll be playing. Maybe they'll be playing tomorrow. I don't know. But like you said, Arron, we if you remember back to the COVID season, first one in the Premier League that time, we played better, I think, behind closed doors with no pressure. Not that there'd be that much pressure on a pre-season friendly anyway.
Yeah.
But there's no pressure on them, and they just seem to go out and play nice football, and it benefited us quite a lot.
Yeah.
But there's no pressure on a pre-season game, like you said. They wouldn't have. It's just a kickabout, basically. There's not even any fans there. There was very little people watching. There were a few people watching. I don't know how they managed to get in there, but there were a few people watching.
Yeah.
Odd people. But
I think the key thing is, again, with the Harrogate Town game last week as well, they've got to win on the board. 4-1. They beat Harrogate 3-0. It's good momentum going into a new season. But again, the quality of opposition, for me, when you're coming up against a championship team week in, week out, you can't compare it to that level of opponent, can you? Let's be honest.
No, and it's a pre-season game, Arron, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody, like I said, nobody's going to be putting. Yeah, it's fitness, but nobody wants to get injured as well. It's just all about getting back into the routine of playing it, which is, for me, a bit silly. And I was saying this to my brother, was it last week or something?
Yeah.
Obviously he's not a Leeds fan, but you seem to be playing more pre-season friendlies years ago than they do now. Now I think we've only got 2 official friendlies. I think the players only stopped playing at the end of May. I know it's a couple of months now, but they don't need that much to get them back in the running of it. They don't forget how to play football in a couple of months. No, it's just about getting that fitness. It's like maybe when I don't know, because I don't drive, but if you passed your driving test or whatever, you've done a load of lessons and you haven't passed for whatever reason, you might just need that extra boost of a couple of more lessons just to get you ready for your test again.
Yeah, so, you're right. I think the key thing is, though, with a pre-season tour, it's you're going away with the lads. You're not going for a piss up or a good time or whatever. You're just going there. You're trying to bond. You're trying to reintegrate new players into the team, which is the key thing with Wobber and Aronson. Those are 2 key players to get back into this team. You also want to keep the likes of Nonto, Somerville, Rutter. You want to keep those on their toes. You want to keep them close to your chest. You want to keep them as much as you can. We obviously don't want to see them leave the club. We want them to stay. Having them at your disposal, getting them through a pre-season and tick away each day, each week is better for Leeds, in my opinion. And I think that's what the idea of a pre-season is: just fitness, minutes under your belt, and moving forwards, and trying to put right the problem which was last year, which was promotion, and starting that process again. That togetherness, I think, is so important.
Yeah, like you said, and then Clive says it, doesn't he? It's a team togetherness, and that is what going away creates. I mean, I don't know, Aaron, if you've been away, like you said, with the lads or whatever. It's I suppose it's all about, it's a bit of bonding, it's a bit of camaraderie between, like you said, they're not drinking. A lot of people will be drinking, but it's all about we're together in somewhat, the place that isn't.
And they're away from the spotlight as well. You've got to remember the mental side of this. You're not going to have, you're not going to have Adam Pope or Graham Smith, literally put Thorpe Hart watching you every minute and saying who's going there, who's there, somebody's left, or you've got Fabrizio Romano coming on going, oh, Somerville's been linked with West Ham, blah 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 blah. You've got none of that because you've literally taken them out of the country.
Of course. So they're out of the country. They're enjoying, like I said, they're enjoying a bit of time, sort of like Bogle and things. The players like Vober and Aronson integrating themselves back into the squad, building that relationship, so then back up again with the guys that they left, last year. So it's about building rapport again with each other. For the lads that were there last season, it's for just cracking on again and just saying, hey, let's go again. Let's win this time. Let's do it properly.
And you've also got the new leadership team, which has been announced, haven't we? We've got the new captain, which I'm gutted about because we still haven't heard where a certain Mr. Cooper is. We know he's not in Germany.
See, Cooper will break his silence at some point, won't he? And the club aren't going to leave it like that. They're going to give him a proper send-off when they need to do it.
They should have come out and said, look, he's no longer with us. He's moved on to pastures new. That's all they need to say. That's what really annoying me about Leeds at the moment. That's the only thing which is really cheesing me off, is that I haven't got anything, saying from the club of where he is. And I think, obviously Ampadu, I think he's a fantastic leader on the pitch. He will be a great captain for the club. And obviously he's got his two vice captains as well in Mellier and Strout. But you've got to say, George, yes, he's been offered a contract. Yes, I understand that, but there should be a little bit more of an acknowledgement from the club on that side.
But maybe it's, we don't
He's
know.
He's been a loyal servant of the club. That's what I'm trying to say.
Of course he has.
Back in when did he join? 2014 or whenever it was?
So, yeah.
A 10-year stint here. Come on, he's given, and his ups and downs as the song goes, he's been with us. I just think, come on now. Be honest with us.
I think he's actually fallen short of a testimonial as well, Aaron, by a matter of months, which is unbelievable.
We did a lot of things for Luke Ayling, and I was a big supporter of him. We did a lot of things for Pablo Hernandez, for Click as well. Well, Click to an extent, because we didn't really know where he was going. But
they will do something.
It's like what Clive says, he needs a send-off. He just needs a nice send-off.
Well, maybe but we don't know what's going on, Aaron. Maybe it's off Cooper's discretion. Maybe he said, look, just hold off on it for a minute. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure they'll be quick to do all of them things. Maybe it's him from his side just saying, look, let me get settled where I'm going to go, and then we can do all of that afterwards when he's been sorted. Because he's not playing for us again. I think he'll be wherever he'll be, like Clive said, maybe he's off to Blackburn, who knows. But
could be a swap deal there for Sammy Smodics.
Well, Sammy Smodics isn't going to be in. I think that was poo-pooed by a lot of reputable journalists, wasn't it? He's going to Ipswich, I think. Yeah. But I think, if look, with Coop, obviously he's not going to be there. I think the club, I'm with you, Aaron. I think there should have been at least some sort of acknowledgement. Yes, he hasn't been able to agree terms. He doesn't want to accept the contract offered, little thing, whatever, and then go on to say we will be doing this in the future, give him a proper send-off. It is a bit disappointing that they haven't done that, but we don't know what's going on, out behind closed doors, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to wait and see, don't we, with that one. But again, we just need to get that sorted.
Because Clive's saying he wanted a 2-year contract and we just offered him a 1-year contract. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I did. He's obviously not playing for us again. I'm sure he'll get his due in due course, and and that's good. But also, obviously, like you said, Arron, I think we all knew Ampadu was going to be the club captain, and that's good. That's what he should be. He's definitely seen himself as a bit of a leader, and also, I mean, it splits opinion, does Melier, but obviously this says that he's staying as well, and I think that's a good thing as well. I know some people don't really like him, but I think he contributed to a decent season last season. He was championship goalie of the season, the most clean sheets in the division. I think it's positive that he's been given this kind of leadership role as well.
Yeah, it's important. I think Melier, again, I just hope to God that over the summer he's learned how to catch a ball. That's the only thing I think he needs to work on, and his distribution. Two things: catching and distribution. Work on that over pre-season. Tweak that a bit, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just needs a little bit of a tweaking in certain areas. I don't know why.
I think that could help, though, George, with our new way of play, which I think if we go for 3 at the back, it could help in terms
potentially, because that's what he's. I don't know what formation he played yesterday, but you know, I think he did say though that pre-season was for trying new things and trying different things. So I expect we'll probably see the similar sort of play as we did last season. But Melier, like you said, Arron, he does need to learn how to catch the ball, doesn't he? Because he gives everybody heart attacks every time he comes out and punches the ball from a corner kick when he should be catching it. I don't know what his deal is with catching the ball, but he doesn't seem to like it. But I'm a big fan of giving him that role. I know some people were a bit confused, but you know,
we'll see, won't we, with that? But in terms of incomings, then, George, with our incomings, because obviously we've had some outgoings. Incomings, we've been linked with, now I can't pronounce this, I must apologise well in advance. Dejan Lebatucic, I believe is how you pronounce it. I have no idea if it's right, but that's the guy who's been linked with us. He's quite active on Twitter, with him potentially coming into Leeds. What do you think of that one potentially getting over the line, George?
Yeah, look, I mean, it was a name that was, you know.
Now you know a bit more about this, because I said to you in our WhatsApp, going, who's this guy? Who is it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to let you down here, Arron, because I have no idea either. You know what I mean? It was just a name that came up today, wasn't it? You know, lunchtime-ish. You know, there came out reports saying that we're in for obviously he's an Austrian international. Lubitsch. I don't know. I like you, Arron. I have no idea, but he's playing for Köln in Germany. They got relegated to Bundesliga 2 last season, so our bid was about 4 million, just over 4 million. It got turned down, but there are thoughts that Leeds United do like him, and they are going to go out with another bid for him. He's a centre midfield player. I think he's 26 years old. You know, Austrian international. I think he's got 9 caps for his country. You know, played a decent amount for Köln last season. I think his injury record is a little bit dodgy, perhaps, but we know that we need to strengthen in centre midfield. Obviously, with Glenn going, we need at least one more, I'd say, and then we're sorted with Rothwell coming in as well. But he's more of a DM. This guy is more of a defensive-minded player, which is what Kamara was, Arron, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't get forward that often. He played the nice, simple passes. I think this is what the mould this lad's in as well. So this is obviously what they're going for. They've got Rothwell, who is a bit more attack-minded, who will probably challenge Aronson with a number 10 position, possibly. Although I do think it will be Brendan's to lose. Yes. We'll wait and see. But yeah, if we can, we obviously need somebody. He likes him. Fark, we know, likes to shop in his native Germany, doesn't he? So you're going to see, you know, the likes of him, you know, linked, you know, and I'm sure it won't be the last, you know, German-based player we see linked before the start of the season now, which is fine because it's a decent standard. Obviously, we got Eli Gruev from it was the Bundesliga, but obviously Lubicic, he played in the Bundesliga last season. So, look, it's a decent standard to go off. So we'll wait and see on that one. But that's the only one that's coming out, Aaron. There's literally no other rumours. I think everybody's kind of just in awe of that shirt you're wearing, and also sort of busy themselves with what they're doing in Germany. And the kind of transfer business has been kind of put on hold a little bit.
Yeah, it's like what Colin said there. Leeds are keeping their powder dry, which I think is something which has been completely different. Transfer business in the past has been very overt. We've known pretty much when a player is going to be leaving. I know Phil Hay was quite on it, wasn't he? He knew, he was in the know, along with the many others on Twitter who think they're in the know, but they're not. Leeds I think their transfer business has been completely different. Same with Archie Gray, wasn't it, at the beginning of the summer? We thought, oh God, he's off to Brentford for 30 million quid. Complete ghosted. Went to Tottenham instead for 40 million quid, and we got Joe Rodon, which I think is brilliant. I think it's the transfer business in Leeds. I think it's completely different. It's very quiet. It's behind closed doors, and they will not announce it until it's done and dusted. And you can see on Twitter people going, "Oh, there's flight radars, a plane coming in from Germany to Leeds. Oh, it's happening." You just don't know.
See, no,
like Rothwell was pretty much quickly done, wasn't it? Within an hour or so, wasn't it?
Rothwell was like, probably a couple of hours. Leeds in for him, and then bang, he was done. Yeah. So it's like they're not messing about. They're not leaving leaks out and stuff. It was the same with Bogle. I think Bogle came out a week before, then he signed last weekend. So I think it was previous weekend before it came out that we're interested, and I think Leeds will have been annoyed at that because they're not. It's not coming from their end. It's coming from the other team's end. I'm pretty sure, again, it'll be Cologne. It'll be the German side that have leaked this out. It won't be from Leeds.
Yeah. Speaking of Bogle, though, George, what do you think to that signing Bogle from Sheffield United, right back? What do you think to that sign? I think it's a great signing because Sheffield United fans on social media were absolutely livid that he'd gone.
Yeah, I mean, like we obviously spoke last week. Arron, obviously came in over the weekend, didn't he? Yeah, fabulous signing. If you can get him and Junior Firpo down the wings there, I think we've got a pretty decent sort of wing back situation there. Fast-paced players like to get forward. All right, the defensive minds of the two of them might not be the best, but they're still there doing what they can. I thought Firpo was very, very good, particularly obviously in the second half of last season. Really sort of found his level there and is comfortable with the Championship. I think he'll stay. Firpo's been, I think, speaking. I haven't watched it, but I saw it was on, I think, today about the season ahead or something. I haven't listened to any of it. But, he's obviously, they've heavily involving him in, like, shirt reveals. He was in the yellow shirt, wasn't he, yesterday, in the little promotion photos. Yeah. He seems very happy, although reports would suggest that he isn't. Yeah. But he is. And Bogle, I think, compliments him very nicely as well. Chris Wilder was absolutely furious with it, wasn't he? When I'm sure you've seen the interview with him, haven't you, Aaron, after they beat it was Chesterfield last weekend.
Did you see the one where somebody tweets it where it's like a crying baby or something?
Yeah. And then there's there's his face next to like a ham sandwich or something, and with the cucumbers for the eyes and things. It's it's all fun and games, isn't it? But he was furious. He was like, I can't hold a gun to his head and say sign a contract, because they obviously wanted him to sign a new contract, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think it just sounded like Bogle was like, nah, I want to go to Leeds. Obviously, Ampadu. He played with Ampadu at Sheffield, didn't he, a few years ago? They seem pretty tight as well. We saw him coming into the camp, didn't we, in Germany, and they're having a laugh and a joke about fines, weren't they? And he's late and stuff, and you can see the rapport with those two already. So that's good. That can only be good for team communications and team rapport and the way the team play on the pitch together. You know, if you're playing with your pals, you're probably going to be more open and leave yourself open to playing better than if you're playing with a bunch of strangers. It's like you said, it all comes back to that, that sort of camaraderie and building that rapport with everybody going away. And I think Farke is, by what I've seen, is very, very good at this, Arron, bringing the squad together, having a laugh and a joke. He seems quite a jovial bloke, doesn't he?
Which is good. It's good to see, because I think you need that, and he'll get the best out of players.
He will.
We saw last year, we saw it with Somerville in particular, and Rutter. He brought a different side to them, and he got the best out of them. And listen, I think that, I don't think anybody else will leave. I can't see any more sales happening for Leeds. I can't see Somerville leaving, Rutter, Nonto. I can't see them, and I'll tell you why I can't see them going. It's because nobody's going to pay the money we want. Let's look at Rutter as an example. We paid 40 million quid for this kid. Nobody is going to pay 40 million pounds for Jorginho Rutter right now.
No, exactly. And
they can't.
No, and it's what you've said all along, Arron, really is, these lads, nobody's going to pay what we want. I think, obviously, the man you mentioned him at the top, Arron, Fabrizio, he's very reliable. He was a few days ago saying that West Ham are interested in Creed, but, are they really going to?
But George, ultimately with them, Leeds are going to demand a fee of 40 million plus.
Yeah, of course.
And we saw last year with Nonto, Leeds were very firm with their standing. We said, okay, you can have Willie Nonto, Everton. You can have him, but you've got to pay us 30 million quid. Then you see the player turn around and spit his dummy out and go, oh, I want a transfer request, blah, 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 blah. Absolute carnage for Farke, but he's reintegrated him back into the squad. And I don't think Farke's the type of manager who'll say, do it again and we'll let you off again. I think he has to stay on the right side. There's Willie Nonto, Daniel Farke.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah, I mean, he won't do that again.
No.
I think out of all three of them, I think Willie is the most likely to go.
But who's going to pay 30 million quid for Willie Nonto?
I think somebody might, as like a panic. Like a panic buy on deadline day or something. I don't know, maybe West Ham or something like that, or Palace. I don't know. Somebody will make like a 30 million quid. Somebody will make like a, oh heck, we need a winger. Bang, let's just pay it. We've seen it happen before. I think.
Yeah, but I don't think. But look at the teams in the Premier League. I don't think, because realistically, it's going to be the Premier League where he goes. If he goes,
it will be. It won't be any.
Everton. They're financially knackered. They're absolutely.
Well, they want the other lad. Did they want a guy from? Is it Napoli? Thereafter,
I
think.
But in terms of Willie Nonto, he didn't really. Let's be honest with Nonto. Did he set the Championship alight last year?
Not really. I mean, obviously, he was an important part of our jigsaw, and I think he would be.
It didn't set it alight. When you look at something like Rutter and you look at Somerville, to an extent, Archie Gray, he set it alight, didn't he?
He did. I mean,
Ampadu, Rodon.
But he still got important goals at important times. He had a better second half of the season, didn't he?
But when I was at Elland Road last year, George, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, thank God we've kept Jorginho Rutter. Not once that ever crossed my mind. He didn't set it alight. I don't know what people think in the comments.
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. Like Colin says, James was better. James was better.
Yeah.
But that was.
And he only got his chance, if you remember. Sorry, I'm quite passionate about this because I will use this platform to say, yes, you can buy Willie Nonto for 30 million quid, but I don't think any football director or technical director or scout would look and go, yeah, it's 30 million quid there. I don't think anybody would do.
No, absolutely not. And I'd say absolutely not. I think they might do on like a deadline day panic thing.
But then again, it's still not going to pay £30 million, Joe.
I think somebody will.
Who?
Honestly, I think that somebody will. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, mate. But I do think that somebody will.
George, who's going to panic buy and buy Willian onto
Everton.
But they've got no money.
But they'll find it because they're just
From
silly.
where?
I don't know, but they're silly. And they'll just say, hey, let's just splash it all on Willie Nonto. But
10 goal. I like what Clive said there. 10-goal contribution in 1,654 minutes of football for Nonto last season.
yeah,
I don't know if that's true. I don't know. But let's be honest. You know, I don't think he's going to
like Colin says, he's a bonus for our team. He is an important player for us, I think. He does he contributes goals, 10 goals and contributions. Wasn't that good, but he only really started playing in the second half of the season. He had a really, really good second half of the season. And he works well with those other two lads, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They're like little kids, you know what I mean? They're just playing in the playground. It's a bit frustrating at times because you just think, come on now, just put the ball in the net and stop messing about. But
does it for you though, George? Because I want to just park the bus on to after this one. Does he start over Dan James for you?
No, I don't think so.
Nonto, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll get any wingers. If Willian and Crease stay, then it's basically the same front line, apart from Brendan Aronson. Well, he's got a bit of a conundrum, hasn't he, Fark? Because Matteo Joseph has started pre-season on fire. And I think with Firpo, a lot of the promotion for the shirts, a lot of the pre-season talk with interviews and stuff has been around Matteo Joseph. So I think they're anticipating him to lead the line for Leeds. Now that leaves him Fark with who does he play at 10? Or does he change his formation, like you said, Arron, and play 2 up front or whatever? Because for me, if we're going like for like last season, as the squad stands now, you've got Melier in goal, Firpo left back, you've got Wober and Rodon in the middle, Bogle on the right. You've got Ampadu and probably Gruev in the middle there of the midfield. You've then got Ruter, Aronson, and Dan and Crease Somerville. Dan James, Aronson, and Crease Somerville, and then the strikers up for grabs. You can't really leave out Georgie, I don't think. But then again, you'll have Joseph and Perot both sort of sat on the bench, and Willie. So the squad is strong enough.
Joseph's not off to the Olympics, is he?
No, the Olympics is on now, isn't it?
Yeah. Because he's not obviously for Spain. He's not been selected for them.
I think he was, but I think they might have blocked it.
Right.
He blocked Firpo's involvement, did Fark.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know whether he did it with Joseph as well, but I think he might.
I would imagine though, if he was going to the Olympics, he would have probably gone by now.
Yeah, he would have done. And to be honest with you, maybe he doesn't even want to. I think he's probably scared he's going to lose his spot if he goes out. Because at the moment, if the season started tomorrow, I think he'd be nailed on starting up front for us.
Okay. What about Bamford though?
Nah, forget about Bamford, Arron. He'll be injured again till I don't know whenever. Christmas. Yeah, exactly.
I just think George. But George, this is the thing. I think with a fully fit Bamford, you've got to play him for me.
But you're never going to get that. You're never ever going to get that. I do agree. Like when he came in around Christmas and the New Year, he started well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He scored that goal against Birmingham at Elland Road. Then he got that wonder goal, obviously, against Peterborough. And he had a sort of purple patch for a month or so, and then he got injured again. And for me, yeah, you've got him in the squad around. He's a senior player now. He has to be said. He'll be turning 31, I think, in September. So you have to class him as a senior player. He's got the experience and stuff. But I think this will be his last season, surely, as a Leeds United player, I would have said. And I don't think he'll be playing much at all. I think Matteo will be the starter. And I think then he'll interchange him with Perot and Ruter. We might even get another one in. I would actually like to see another one come in as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think Bamford even has to enter a conversation, to be honest with you, Arron. He'll be injured.
All I can say is on Bamford, as the legend at the World Match Play Darts did on his sign, you know, where the TV screens they have the little thing. As that legend said, Bamford would have brought it home. I genuinely do think that if Bamford was playing at the Euros, he'd have brought it home.
Well, maybe a few years ago, but I don't know. And yeah, look, I don't think he really needs to be involved in much of a conversation. I think he's same as like Cooper and the other lads. I think he'll be on the way out next year, and you know, I think it's time now. I think Matteo Joseph. I mean, I've been banging the drum for him for a long time.
You have.
You need to. It's his time now to lead that team. He's got a new number, hasn't he? Which is iconic. He's taken Pablo's shirt, the 19 shirt. Obviously, Roddy wore it. You know, last. And he did all right. And I think there's a couple of Spanish boys as well there for him to follow. I think he'll relish that, and you know, the sort of upward in number. I think he was like 49 last year. You know, the change in number for me just immediately says, yeah, he's going to be more involved this time. So yeah, and Perot as well. I mean, Perot's better than Bamford. You pick Perot over Bamford as well. So
okay. Interesting. Lots of decisions for Daniel Farke to make as the season kicks on. George, okay, let's think about, because we're episode 1, season expectations. George, let's just have a quick expectation preview for Leeds. Obviously, we've got the league and the 2 cups. Let's start off with the EFL Cup, because I know that the tickets have gone on sale for that today against Middlesbrough. Where do you see Leeds going in the EFL Cup this season? Obviously, Middlesbrough at home, round 1. Do you see a cup run in this competition?
No.
Are you bothered about the EFL Cup?
No. Look, I'm not bothered about any of the cups, Aaron. We'll be out early doors in both of them. The proper thing is the league.
Hang on, let's think about the momentum. It builds momentum.
I know, yeah,
it does
but
all that sort of stuff.
No,
but
I mean,
do you not fancy a cup run?
No, not really. Just park it, I would say. Obviously, you want to win every single game, and when Leeds United are playing, we want them to win. So if they keep winning in the cup, then that's fine, and if they win the cup, that's great. But realistically, it's not going to happen. Neither cups, I don't think they're going to do much in any of them. Daniel Farke, I think, will just say, look, lads, in the cup games, just do your best.
Well,
you know, we want to win every game, but it's the league.
But think about Middlesbrough last year got to the semi-final of the EFL Cup. And they just missed out on the playoffs. And that kind of, I think, did they beat Chelsea at home? I'm sure they did.
I think they did beat Chelsea at home. And then they got absolutely
slaughtered.
I think they got taken apart at Stamford Bridge. But you're right. But at the same time, if we're challenging at the top, which I expect us to be, you know, the cup. I know that the kind of the first round is straight after the first game. So you can win that one, although I don't even think they'll win that one. I think we'll lose in that game.
But hang on, that we've got an impressive home record. If you think about obviously the defeat against Southampton at the end of last season, losing once at home last season, you want to continue that momentum into the new season, don't you? So come on, we can't just roll over and go, let's have a defeat. You know, I think we want to progress, and I think the only one that I'd like us to progress in is the EFL Cup, because I think it's, and without giving me too disrespectful, it's an easier road to kind of go down is the EFL Cup if you compare it to the FA Cup, where it's got that more pedigree. I think if you're going to have a cup run, I'd rather have it in the Carabao Cup, the Carling Cup. I still call it the Carling Cup. I'd rather have a good little cup run in that one. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, Aaron, if you're going to win it, you're still going to play whoever in the final or the semi-final.
Listen, there's not a cat and hell's chance that Leeds will win any cup this season. We'll be lucky if we get to the quarterfinals of any cup.
Yeah, so I think, you know, for me, obviously, if I were Farke, I'd say, obviously we want to win every game we play, but just go out there, enjoy it. If we win, we win. If we don't, then don't worry about it too much. The league is the one that we want to win. I think we'll lose in the first round of that cup to Middlesbrough. I think they'll probably want it a little bit more. And also,
Luke Hayden as well will be back as well.
Exactly. So, but you just, I mean, I've got to correct Arron as well. We lost twice at home last season. The other one was Blackburn.
Oh yes, my apologies. Yes,
Sammy Smodics, and it was very late in the season, though, wasn't it? We lost both games quite late. I think there was a final. Might have been the final 2 or 3 home games of the season.
We lost 2 games at home last year, didn't we? But it's an incredible fortress that we've got.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah. So maybe the home
momentum going.
Maybe the home form. Obviously, we've got a home game to kick off the league season with as well. So we hopefully we continue that onto next season, and the excitement can build from early at Elland Road, and the fans can get up and have something to shout about, obviously.
And the only expectation I want from the FA Cup for me is just a home draw in the third.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're always away, aren't we? We were away again last season, I think.
Yeah, we were.
But I think
we got Plymouth at home, didn't we? But
that's right. Yeah, but I think that
was in round 4.
That was right.
Round three.
Was it? Because then it got taken to a replay.
No, it was round 4.
So we got taken to a replay, and we beat them at their place, didn't we?
Yeah,
but I mean, it doesn't bother me really. We'll lose somewhere along the way because we won't win the thing. So it doesn't bother me too much.
And the bread and butter then, George, the league prediction, please, for this season for Leeds United in the 24-25 season.
I think we win it, Arron.
Win the league.
I think genuinely, we win the league. I think it'll be tight, maybe not as tight as it was last season, but I think it'll be quite tight between maybe us and perhaps Burnley, who do seem to be making some decent sort of signings and stuff. But I think
would you say Burnley are that cost for Leeds challenging at the promotion this season?
Yeah, I think Burnley will be up there.
Burnley are going to be the ones which are going to be up there with us.
I think Burnley will. My prediction would be Burnley would be very close to us. Not sure. I mean, there's always the sort of usual suspects, isn't there, around the playoffs? Norwich and West Brom and people like that. Middlesbrough, teams like that. Maybe Hull if they can get it right with this new manager in, possibly. There's always very little to choose from, really, as we know it's a long season. And then there's the 2 or 3 at the top. Last season was strange, wasn't it? But I think this season, I just think go at it early. They'll have the bit between the teeth. It might, come like the one under Bielsa where we lost in the playoff final. Sorry, we lost in the playoffs against Derby. And then right at the start of the next season, they just blitzed it. I've got a feeling it might continue like this.
I think we need to have a strong start. It's as simple, and I think as what what in the comments here, what Clive's saying, we need to have a real statement of intent against Portsmouth. But listen, Portsmouth are on a high. They got promoted last season from League One. They'll be up for it as well, and they will be looking at Ipswich Town. When you look at the promoted sides, you look at Derby, you look at those teams, you think, do you know what? If Ipswich can do it, we can go and do it as well. It's not going to be a rollover game, that I don't think the first game of the season, if I'm being honest, Clive, and I think it's going to be difficult. I'll take a 2-0 or 1-0 win any day of the week for that one for me.
You just take a win and you move on. It will be a difficult match. Like I said, they'll be up for it. They've just got promotion. They want to continue that good feeling. What a chance to do it at Elland Road, But for me, Elland Road again, obviously, like it always is, or Leeds anywhere, will be everybody's big one. They want to beat us, but we've got that experience now. The boys had it last year. We're well equipped, I think, to go and win it this time, and I think they will. I think, like I said, for me, it'll be similar to the season under Bielsa where we won it. They'll start like a steam train, and I think they might dip as the season goes on. They can't be at the best 46 games.
Yeah, it's keeping that momentum, and I think the key thing, and I used to say this, I've said this for years, George, so the key thing in the Championship is momentum and just consistency. Momentum and consistency will be the key things which you need to use. And that's what Daniel Farke needs to drill to him. He clearly drilled it last year, said, look, get to 90 points, you get promoted. I think if we get to 90 points this season, I think we will clinch it. If we can return 90 points again, I think we're up there. Last season was a bit of a freak season. You know, the 3 which came down were relatively strong. Obviously, we didn't go up. You know, I think the 3 which have come down in terms of Luton and Sheffield United and Burnley, I don't think they're stronger. They're quite weak in the Premier League. I think that, you know, they were the 3 which were the weakest sides in the Premier. They have to. I don't think they will be much of a threat compared to Leicester and Southampton. I think Leeds are in a stronger position. The Championship, for me, dare I say, looks a little bit weaker.
No, I agree. I think it does. And looking at the squads, looking at the clubs that you're up and down, yeah, it does. It looks a lot weaker, and you can't get away from that fact that if Leeds United don't get promoted this season, it's a failure. Farke will go.
100%, yeah.
And you know, and you just think, what now? So
if we don't do it this season, George, it's simple. If we don't get up this season, it's a massive rebuild job, because your Somervilles, your Nontos, your Rutters, your Meliers, they will all go.
Yeah, of course they will. You know, they'll go straight away. And like Colin said, last season, early season, chaos cost us, and it did. And it's a bit more calm this time. They haven't had players throwing the pram, you know, the dummies out the pram. They haven't had players going out on loan, left, right, and centre. And it's been a bit more calm. I think they'll definitely benefit from that. And I think we'll see us really come on strong in the opening games. And that is what, like you said, Arron, I think that's what gets us promoted. The first kind of 5-6 games where we were lagging behind last season, we don't need to this time.
I think a faster start compared to last season is key for us, because you always get in the Championship, George, and I need to say this because it is the start of the season in a couple of weeks. Yeah. You always get those teams, and I look back to Birmingham last year when they were up there in that top 6 and they were consistently up there, and then they sacked the manager and it all went downhill. So you do get those really early pace setters. It might not be Leeds, it might be QPR, it could be, I just picked them out, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
It could be Oxford United for all we know. It could be anybody. You always get those early pace setters, and they will ultimately fall away. And we don't need to panic. I think we need to trust Daniel Farke. We need to get behind the lads, and we need to really get them over the line, because I think this year is a penultimate season for us. We need to get back into the Premier League, because I don't think the 49ers or Red Bull will bankroll us again in the Championship.
No, I agree. I think it's definite. I think if we don't get promoted this time, it all falls apart. If we get promoted, then we build on it. And I think we'll see some top players coming in before the start of the season, I think. Or definitely before the deadline goes with the transfer. I think we'll see a couple of like really maybe ambitious signings for the positions that we need. And that is just saying to me, Red Bull, like I said, the 49ers, it's all on this season. They've got the squad to do it. Like I said, it's not really changed too much. They've got rid of a lot of the dead wood in the squad. None to this point of recording. No real big name players from last season have gone, really. If you look at it, we've still got our main players in the squad as of now. So I feel like if we go as we are now and the window closed, I still think we'd be in a strong position. But I do think they're going to add 2 or 3 more players that will make us a hell of a lot better. And I think that Max Vober, just before we might finish on, is a fantastic bit of news, him coming back into the squad. I don't care what he did last time. Although at the time, I did say don't come back.
Yeah, we're just about to end our show, but maybe I wanted to discuss next week. But Max Vober, for me, he's got to absolutely nail it.
Yes.
Every defensive tackle, every defensive header, every pass needs to be on point. There's no room for failure for this guy. You don't get second chances easy at Leeds United, and how he spit his dummy out last year. I don't know. It's one to be seen. And I just want to touch on this one as well. What Colin said here, everyone thought that Ipswich would fall away. Yes, you're absolutely right, Colin. We all thought they'd fall away. We thought, oh, come Christmas, we beat them 4-0 at Elland Road. We thought it would be the end of them. But they do you know, and I was the first person to say this. Fair play to them. They deserved it because they were consistent and calm and they got over the line. And
100%.
Hopefully Leeds United will do it this season.
Hopefully, Arron, but I think Wolver, I do think he has to have consistently good performances.
Not consistently, he has to do it every time because
that's what I mean. He has to.
But he cannot. If somebody comes in and bids 10 million quid or whatever, I don't know, whatever, and he throws his prime and goes, "I want to go." Just let him go. Get rid and get somebody else.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think Fart will have had private conversations with him, and he wouldn't have said. I don't think he would have said because he was very definite when he said the likes of Vober and Aronson have to be integrated back into the squad. Yeah. He wouldn't have said that if he thought that Vober was going to go. So I think he's here and I think he'll play a big part in that. And I'm pretty excited to see. A partnership maybe with Rodon or each way away round the defence. You look at it, Ampadu and Vober or Strauch and Rodon or Rodon and Ampadu like last season. Strauch and Rodon or Strauch and Vober all the way round it, centre-back wise. It looks pretty strong. So, yeah.
One to chat next week, I think, George. But you know what? I think that wraps up our first episode of Talking Leeds, a brand new show. A brand new channel. We've got many other things coming up on this show. We've got reactions, previews, podcasts, and more. I've just made that up, and I didn't even know I made that up. That's quite good, that.
Well, there's all sorts. It's just whatever it is, isn't it?
You need to share this, guys. You need to get us out there. You need to give us a like. You need to give us a subscribe. And you need to share the word. You need to get us out there. We are on Spotify, so you can download this and listen again.
Listen again.
Do all that stuff, but you need to get this out there because otherwise it's pointless if we can't.
Yeah, let's get out there. I'll be sharing it as well, Arron, on mine and everything. So let's do it. Let's get a few subscribers. Let's get the wagon going and moving towards something. And we're going to talk about it.
People wanted us from LS11 and they got what they wanted.
Well, that's it. Exactly. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let's see where it goes. But no doubt, I guess we'll be talking regardless. But it's a good first one under his belts. Yeah. And many more to come.
So all the things there is at Talking Leeds Pod, Facebook Talking Leeds. George, you're on the Instagram thing.
I need to set that up as well, Arron. So
also on YouTube as well, which is Talking Leeds. Thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you again. Get it in your calendars, guys. 7 p.m. every Thursday, like on our previous channel. We'll be here. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, everybody. Thanks for listening.